What's up, everyone? It's Gabbie Trades here, and welcome back to the Coin Bureau Trading Channel. Crypto buy zones to watch. This is the exact levels that we need to be watching is what we're going to be discussing today together. But before we get rolling, as usual, you guys don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe. If you're new here, welcome, and hit the small bell notification so you always get notified when I'm live here with you. So first things first, we're going to give it a little bit of time for everyone to join. But we're gonna jump actually straight into it because we have some data that we need to discuss today. You guys, hello Benaf. Yes, we might look at these outs, no problem, mate. All right, so first things first, right? We got the data today. We had final GDP, which came in higher than expected. That's 3.8 versus 3.3 expected. That's better than expected. So what does that mean? Well, in very simple terms, it means that the US economy is still going strong. Then we're going to look at unemployment claims. It came at 218, which is lower than expected. So that's a drop into the unemployment claims. So what does that mean? Well, that basically means that less people are losing jobs. So the market, the job market is looking strong, at least for this week, right? So stronger growth plus, less job losses, it basically means that the Fed has no reason to cut rates anytime soon again, and that's exactly what we are hoping for over here. So that usually, when that happens, it usually pushes the yields higher. And what are the yields? Where the yields are, where the government, what the government actually pays on bonds. So that is going to push the dollar up as well. As soon as the yields are rising, the dollar is rising as well, and that immediately is going to give pressure on stocks, especially in tech. So when we have the stronger dollar, that is not great for gold, it's not great for crypto in the short term. But most importantly, what we have here is the core PCE that is coming tomorrow, and that, like we said many times, is the Fed's favorite inflation gauge. So that is more important, because if it cools, it's going to give the markets a little bit of a breather. But if it's hot, we're going to be expecting for the yields and the dollar to climb again. Now, in simple terms, let's put in simple terms. Well, basically, good morning. Basically, the US economy is still looks too hot for the Fed to cut. So the unemployment slowing down, he's going to say, okay, we maybe have an inflation issue. So that is going to mean a little bit more strength in the dollar, higher yields, and of course, headwind for the risk assets until we see that inflation ease that we are hoping for. All right, guys, we're also going to do a quick update on the US politics and why markets are watching it closely today. Well, basically, if you remember, we were discussing a couple of weeks ago that there is a growing risk of a government shutdown. And over here, Senate Schumer, he is a leader in the Congress, is saying that this is actually avoidable. But he is indeed blaming the Republicans and Trump for stalling the talks, because Trump actually canceled the meeting with the Democratic leaders. At the same time, the White House Budget Office is actually going out and telling agencies to get ready for mass firing ahead of a potential shutdown if that happens next week. Now, this is a bit strange because normally it's just around the words of temporary furloughs, but this tone is way tougher than usual. Now, you're going to ask, well, why does that matter for me? Well, if we get a government shutdown, or when we get a government shutdown, it usually is going to put some sort of dent on the confidence, and is going to maybe delay key data reports, and it's going to slow contracts, which is something that investors don't like. We don't like that kind of uncertainty. So what is going to happen? Well, of course, then you're going to be looking at stocks, maybe in that case, particularly small caps and economic sensitive names to wobble in a way. Dollar can get choppy, yields can get choppy in that environment if that happens. And of course, the VIX could suddenly spike out of nowhere, right? So it's just, in simple terms, is adding another layer of uncertainty that we don't need right now. And when that happens, investors usually tend to step back, and what do? Well, they protect their capital and wait for more clarity, just like every normal person would approach that. All right, let's see who's in the chat box real quick. We have Lotus, good morning, gorgeous, job blessings. More bad news for alt season. Grumpy Cat, good morning. And Mr. Blake, good morning, everyone. Amy, hello. So lovely to see you guys. Honestly, jump in the chat box because I want to get to know everyone. And I'm seeing some names. I recognize some people over here. So that's absolutely incredible. So we're going to jump straight in on the charts, and we're going to start with Bitcoin. So last time we were discussing on Tuesday, right? We saw each other on Tuesday. So the thing that we were saying, I'm just going to go back and review the whole price action from Monday, so you guys understand how we've been catching those moves to the upside and to the downside based on particularly what I told you. So I hope you guys are making good use of this content. All right, so for those of you who are new, on Tuesday I tried to discuss that with the drop that we had, we were expecting that drop from last week to happen. Finally, it happened. We had a first retest of the daily support, right? And then the way price was trading, we were expecting for price to reject from the resistance. Now, people are looking this as a simple, maybe range situation, but there is so much more to that when you come to analyze the chart on a daily basis. So I've been able to catch all of these moves to the upside and to the downside based on entirely the price action throughout the days. So that's why I'm telling you guys, honestly, if you haven't, go ahead and make sure to check in the description box. Actually, let's see if I can open it for you before we do the entire analysis and everything. I just have to make sure you know what to do. So the first thing you need to do is, first we need to make sure we pause that. All right, I'll pause. Now we have 15 likes and we have over almost 70 people watching us. So I want us to have at least 70 likes on this video. Absolutely mandatory. So the thing is, in the description box, you're going to find my main YouTube channel, which I recommend because I stream live every day on that channel. And also you're going to find all the amazing offers that I have here. We have TabBit, which is offering the most welcoming bonuses out of everyone. We have 2bit as well, Bybit, whichever one you want to choose, you guys, to find the moves that I'm trading. You're more than welcome to check the description box. Now let's focus. Okay, cool. So yeah, Monday we had the reaction. We said that it's going to be potentially a sell from the true week open, which exactly is what happened. As you can see, this is a marked true week open over here, 112,901. And then we said, okay, now it is a sell. And then on Tuesday, we said it was going to be a buy, right? Is going to be a buy up until these levels. Now, yesterday, a lot of the people actually in my community as well, they were getting very bullish up here when price was trading in this candle around New York yesterday. However, I try to caution everyone that any move above this resistance was a move of extension in a way. So I was expecting very strongly for price to reject over here. Now, as we can see, moving into today, price continues to reject, especially on the news that we had today. Of course, very bad news for us, but you know, overall not too bad, because what are we doing right now? Well, basically we're dropping down and we're retesting the true month open. So the thing that I'm trying to tell you guys is for today, what is my bias? Yes, we have terrible news to take a buy right now. However, I do think that today is going to be another possibility to try and push price to the very least to 112, and actually ideally to around 113. Even price could go back in the range and retest these highs over here. Absolutely possible. So that's my expectation for today. All right, the reason why I go day by day is because overall this week is a bearish week and today is Thursday. So for me, the bearishness of this week has not concluded yet. has not entirely concluded yet, especially the way we're trading this week. I don't think that's going to be the case. It is possible for price to retrace today. Like I said, this is going to be my bias for the rest of the session, which could be wrong as well, especially with the news that we got. However, I haven't been wrong this week. I haven't been wrong in the past few weeks. I haven't been wrong in the past month, if you will, if you go back and check everything I said in regards to Bitcoin. So yeah, I'm going to be assuming that my bias is going to be correct once again. So of course, that is going to have an expiration date. You know, when you're a trader, you guys, I just want to tell you something, right? There is no such things that you're 100% correct. Like, I'm not saying it to cover my ASS because I don't need to. I never needed to. But what I'm trying to say is that when you get something right many times, we call that winning streak, right? You go on a winning streak, and then in the same way you can go in a losing streak. That's something that I'm very, very aware of, and I want you guys to be aware of that as well. All right, so we're retesting the true month open. We can see that the 4-hour candle is trying very hard to close above the true month open, which essentially should work as some sort of support right now for us. And we just got a tip. You think we could go to 100K? Omar, you're the best, Gabbie. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you. So first of all, I do not think that we're going to go to 100K. There is a lot of noise on crypto Twitter or whatever in CT that crypto is going to go to 90K. I do not believe that that is going to be the case right now. So to give you a little bit of a, back story on all of this. So for me, the way I trade, the whole month of September revolves in between the 8th of September and the 13th of October. So this is the way I trade. So in between this entire block is going to be the September price action for me. So in that sense, right now, all I want to see next week. This week is already done for me. This week is a bearish week for me. So that even means, even if price comes up, like we just said, let's open on the daily. Maybe it's easier for you. 12 hourly, maybe more easy. Okay, let's see. So what does that mean? Well, that means that even if price comes up to the true week open and around 114K, I'm going to be expecting for price to blow off again to the downside. Now, where are the areas that I'm interested in? Well, again, I'm interested in the 4-hour liquidity. How do I get these liquidations level? Well, I get these liquidations level using the indicators that I have developed with the help of Lux Algo, who are actually the best in the industry. And those indicators are available for you to get in the description box, you guys. These people are honestly like the trading view of indicators. So yeah. So these are my strategies according to the way I trade. They've got instructions and built all these things for me. All these indicators. Now, so, this week for me, it should be bearish. That doesn't mean that you can't buy. As you can see, we had so many buy opportunities within the support and resistance over here, right? Within this block. So right now, it's going to continue to be the same, in my opinion, especially today, because the way today opened, right? The way today opened, to me, I was expecting for price to blow a little bit down, to come a little bit down. And where is it going to go? Well, of course, it's going to go to the true month open, because those are the areas that work for me. So if I'm expecting for price from the day open to drop, I'm going to expect a rejection from the true month open. And then what am I going to be looking out for? Well, I'm going to be looking for the true week open. 112,900, 113.4, right? Do we have more liquidity on the lower time frame up here? Let's have a look. Yes, we do. So is it possible for price to actually come and retest even 114 and still be bearish for the week? Yes, it is. Absolutely 100%. 100%. Now, in order for us, let me just be clear. This is very important, you guys. I hope you pay close attention. And again, I'm telling you, before I say anything, make sure to come in the description box, follow my main YouTube channel, because that is where I give these things on a daily basis. And if you're looking to trade, Tabbit is the exchange I'm using to open these shorts. I have a short open on Tabbit specifically. So you guys, I also made a video on how you can use Tabbit, which is in the video section next to Dan and Aaron's videos as well. Muria is hello. Yes, he's very happy. He just told me he's gonna miss me because they're gonna travel to next week. Anyway, all right, so let's go back. Right, this is very important. Listen to this. Now, in order for me to become bullish next week, first of all, let's run back a little bit. I want for price to trade, do whatever it wants to do. I'm taking it week by week, day by day. But for me, I will become way more bullish after exact 13th of October. That is where I'm kind of looking to become a little bit more bullish. However, until then, I trade what I see. So in order for me to become bullish, this week is done for me, right? I can trade it up, down, but generally my bias is I will prefer sales this week. Right? And I have been preferring sales this week. So in order for me to change that bias, what needs to happen is next week. Next week is important. Monday is important to develop. And then after Monday's development, I want for price to trade below 111K. This is what I want. Please price open on Monday and trade below 111K, because that is when I will develop my bullish bias, right? I will develop my bullish bias for the rest of the week, right? Which I kind of did in a sense this week on the bearish side. And as you can see, the result was this. This was the result. Chop, 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 chop. So it's not necessarily that even if I develop the bullish bias next week, it's not necessarily that we're only going to see up. This is not how the markets work. Okay, this is not how anything works in trading. Maybe some altcoins, maybe some weird assets that, you know, on the market dumping today, the assets are actually gaining 10% or something. This is weird. You know, this is not what I'm talking about. This is real trading that I'm showing you right now. So bias creation, bias formation, extremely important. Okay. So yeah, that's the bias for today. I'm a little bit bullish for the rest of today. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Every day, I take it day by day. That's why I tell you guys, make sure to follow my main channel, because that is where I give the daily updates on my plans. So that's Bitcoin. In regards to the question, and by the way, make sure to put your altcoin requests in the chat box, because the way I run this show is I do Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and then I do the requests, and maybe I throw in some ETH, BTC, Bitcoin dominance, USDT dominance, or whatever I feel like on the day that it's important, of course. Okay, so moving on, right? Moving on, Ethereum. So last time we were looking at ETH. Okay, we said $4,000, perfect reaction. Now we're trading. We're still within the buy zone. Do not forget that. Look at the buy zone. The end of the buy zone is exactly 3,907. We're still within the buy zone. So it's still fine. It's very weak. To be fair with you, yesterday Ethereum looked stronger than Bitcoin, and I was very disappointed because I was expecting for ETH to run, and I gave ETH until like the afternoon a session a little bit time to show some strength, and it just didn't. So it was very disappointing from ETH to see that. So from now on, I think on ETH, ideally, I would like to look at the 10. That would be the daily time frame, right? The daily time frame for bias formation, which is something that you should utilize as well. If there is an asset that is very, very bullish, you don't want to necessarily analyze it on the 4-hour time frame. You want to look at it on a higher. So that would mean a daily time frame, weekly time frame, etc., etc. So for Ethereum, let's just continue. For Ethereum, very important where we are right now. Let's have a look on the 4-hour time frame. Anything interesting? Nothing. All right, 12-hour. Okay, all good. We can stick to the daily. So the thing about Ethereum is, right, it could bounce right now. It could drop to 3,800. It's all going to be good. The most important zone is, and we've discussed it together on this channel, you guys. On this channel, we've discussed it together, right? Is this zone. We don't want to see Ethereum weekly close below 3,500. Below 3,500 weekly close, we don't want to see that. And that means a body close. It doesn't mean a wick. The area can be wicked with a weekly candle, whatever it wants, however much percentages it wants, but the body needs to close above 3,500. That is very important for Ethereum. So to be fair, there is quite a bit of space to drop. If price decides to drop, we have quite a bit of space, up to like 15% if we want to. right? So just giving you heads up for that. It is still going to maintain the bullishness. The asset is still going to continue to be bullish even if we drop to that extent. All right. However, if we look at this weekly formation over here from this previous all-time high at 11th of March 2024, right, this high over here, you can see that that is actually a really very serious level, right? So there is quite a potential for this weekly candle to reverse this bearish weekly candle to reverse and close this body above 4,011.6. So what was that? 4,116, right? There is a huge chance that this might occur this week. Just giving you heads up. And that's going to be very good if that happens, right? Because I believe on a 4-hour time frame, do we still have the upper liquidity here on a 4-hour time frame? Let's see if we load. Pretty sure we do. Yes, we do. Yeah. So 5,000 remains liquidity on Ethereum. Extremely important. So let's see. Is the weekly level going to hold? Or is the weekly level going to fail? Because what also is possible is that we can get a body close above, and next week we open and we still wick a little bit down, but we still close above, right? These things are possible. SUI, yes. Okay, so we have SUI, XRP, say, anything else, you guys? We had ASTER, and we had Hype. Because now is a huge fight in between Hype and ASTER, okay? And people are asking me which one is going to be strong, which I probably don't know because I don't know anything about these projects in general. What I know is how to look at the charts, all right? XLM, very good. ARB, okay, cool. Solana. Now, what did we say for Solana, right? On a weekly time frame, Solana, it's like very important for Solana to hold the $200 level. Right? We said technically is going to be a huge importance for this 200 level to be held, right? Or held. And now it is kind of trying, buyers are trying to protect the zone. So that's very good, right? Bulls need to step in right now. But just to remind you, right? We had a similar situation back here with Solana, very similar situation, right? Different price actions, similar situation. So the thing is, then in that case, we did get a body close below my line in the sand, if you will, because that's my line in the sand for being risk off, if you will. But we breached it with Solana over here. So is it possible that we do it again over here and yet still maintain the bullishness instead of just roll over? Yeah, it is. You also have to consider the previous price action of an asset before you make a decision for the future. Ondo, LTC. All right, cool. Yes, we're looking at Solana right now. You guys, thank you so much. You're being very, very cool. Yeah, make sure to chat in the chat box. Make sure to follow my main YouTube channel. Make sure to check all of the deals. All of the sign-up bonuses that you can get are they're quite big bonuses over here. If you're looking for a place to trade, a non-KYC exchange or whatever, you can find it in my description box with the best offers because Coinbureau gets the best offers. Simple as that. All right, cool. Now let's move on. Look at ETH BTC. Where is ETH BTC standing right now? Well, it is in our buy zone, right? It is in the buy zone. So it is very possible that ETH might start picking up momentum from here. Let's see. Right? ETH BTC down almost 2% on the day. We might reverse over here because if we lose this level, right, we can wick it. We can wick it as much as we want down here. Wicks are allowed. But if we body close below it, I wouldn't necessarily be a fan of that because that's probably going to mean that we're going to roll over then to this level. This is the next level. So yes, BNB. I love BNB. So do you see my point, you guys? All right. So ETH BTC. Now, another important thing we need to look at. USDT dominance. Now, according to the way I trade, which is the range model theory, something that I have developed for myself. I haven't studied it anywhere, just to be clear. Okay. is the range model theory, where you can learn all that and all of my other little tricks and stuff. Again, in the description box, I have made a course waitlist. If you're not on it, you're gonna pay the premium for it. So make sure to just get on the course waitlist, at least so you can get the cheaper prices. If you don't do it, then you're gonna get the premium once I release it, because I've been too busy to release it. Which yes, I like the video, you guys. I don't know how many likes we have, but I'm gonna check right now, because we have over 100 people watching us. So we definitely need 100 likes. That's 34 likes. That's crazy. That's crazy. We need 70 likes at the very least right now. I think we can achieve that. What do you guys think? Bear, do you think we can do 100 likes? Maybe I can like my own video. Here you go, 35. All right, you guys, I'm giving you heads here. Heads up. Okay, USDT dominance, very important, right? This was our sell zone. This is our range that we're dealing with currently. Now, the way I trade is when an asset trades like this in that sort of range, and when assets rejects 0.5, this automatically means that price is going to exit my range. So today price was trading below 4.5. So earlier when I was streaming on my own channel, I said, guys, we're going to come up. Price is going to come above 4.61 today. Why? Because this is the model that I'm trading, and that's exactly what it's showing me right now. It needs to exit the range. Okay. Now, it's currently stabbing the range and it's trying to quickly make its way back. Let's see if that's going to be for real, right? Because if it's not for real, then I'm going to expect for USDT dominance to come into my sell zone, which starts exactly at 4.73 and it finishes 4.84. Don't forget, the zone could be wicked, right? These are zones. So once you get the zones, the zone can be wicked. What do you have as next target? 4.98 approximately. I don't think I've drawn this correctly. Yeah, 4.98. All right. Good morning, Seraph. Yes, what about QNT? Okay, we're going to look at that. Wait, I'm going to go one by one right now, you guys, because we don't want to waste too much time on this, right? Because we're 26 minutes in. Who was first? Who was first? I think we were looking at Say. Let's look at Say. Say is one of the one asset that I'm interested in for sure. I think they're applying for ETFs as well. Very important, you guys. I was speaking about that in my channel. Probably I'll make a video for you guys on the Coin Bureau trading channel as well. But my thoughts on this are that ETFs should be our focus right now. Doesn't mean that every single one applying is going to be approved, but it's a higher chance, right? You know, higher chance. So Say, unfortunately, Say has liquidity that's sitting down here at 0.2623. All right, 0.623, 0.26 if we have to be precise. Let's mark it so I can just see it. Okay, here, 0.2626, easy, right? Easy. What else is down there? Well, a buy zone that held once before, held twice before. Is it going to be a retest again of the buy zone? Yeah, potentially. Actually, we do have more support down here. Not one, two supports also, in case we start dropping like crazy. Okay, but yeah, it seems that Say has a little bit more potential to drop to take that liquidity. Looking back at the assets, have we left any liquidity behind? Not necessarily. To the downside, maybe to the upside, maybe not. No, not really. So I would be assuming that this should go. Do OnlyFans, why are you in crypto? Yeah, I don't know why I'm not doing that, by the way. I think it would be very, very profitable for me. So let's see, hold on. Say XRP. All right, let's look at XRP. Trolls, oh my god, ugly trolls, jealous ugly trolls. Okay, sorry you guys, I get triggered. I'm a girl, I'm just a girl, I get triggered. Okay, cool. So XRP is actually not too bad. It's still holding at the daily support that we've marked from quite a while now, 2.8362. very important zone. It's been holding, not so great, but it is holding. It is a zone that was created back on Valentine's Day, actually. Very funny. But yeah, it is trying to hold for dear life. And if it doesn't hold, I don't really see any other support on XRP before 2.58, to be honest. So yeah, it is an opportunity right now. It's going to be a little bit difficult because, like we said, price might be just, you know, bouncing, coming back before it goes. It's not going to be as easy as you just take a buy and it just rolls. It never works like that. It never works like that. Guys, give me some good comments in the chat box right now. So yeah, XRP, that's pretty much it. I'm very bullish on XRP for the long term in general. It is one of the strongest assets. So yeah. Okay, so BNB, what can I tell you guys? One of my favorite coins. If everything could be like BNB, I'd be happy, but nothing is like BNB. BNB, super bullish even right now, even with the current price action. It's just extremely bullish. It's not showing any signs of I'm going to roll over. There is no way right now. I don't see that happening, right? It could be more weeks. We could get wick here, right? We could get wick here once again. But it seems like the asset is very, very strong because this is the block that I'm particularly interested in. This is the block, right? This one over here. That will show me some sort of, you know, bearishness if price trades through it, but it doesn't, right? It just holds. It's just strong. I mean, come on. We had over $1,000 on this asset, right? It was just absolutely crazy. But yet again, we need to be protective of ourselves. We need to be protective. So yeah, we are currently in a buy zone within that block that I just mentioned to you guys. So that's a buy zone. That's an opportunity for BNB for continuation. And in case of a rollover, you have a second buy zone down here at around 936, right? So very important to keep an eye on this. So ASTER, I had a you know, very good trade on ASTER. Very good trade on ASTER, which was basically this. I was waiting for price to roll over down to retest the buy zone, to take this low over here and then to send. So that's already executed. So this is pretty much on the way up right now. This is the second zone that I was looking for price to hold on a lower time frame. So yeah, that is sort of like the second buy zone right now that I'm looking at. Continuation from here, we're seeing it right now. How am I feeling about ASTER? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. First of all, there's not enough price data for me to make any, you know, decisions. I can tell you the asset is very bullish, right? The asset is bullish. The asset shows no signs of that it wants to stop. How high can it go? I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't think anyone knows really. All right, you guys are welcome. It's just the fact that this is asset that is just buy. That's it. Is it better than hype? I don't know. I have no idea, to be fair. I don't know. Louis Lips, hello. But you're welcome, mate. You're welcome. Hey Gabbie, love your TA. Can you take a look at Ski? All right, so make sure you give me like tickers that are actually looking semi good. All right, so if I open Ski and if it looks like dog, you know what? All right, let's have a look. Actually, not bad. I mean, terrible overall. Overall terrible, but you do have some potential within that range. More than that, I wouldn't really, you know, I wouldn't really hope for. But yeah, so you have retested. This is double liquidity formation. Again, these things you can get with my indicators. Come in the description box, click more, find the trading indicators. In my main channel, I've made a video on how you can use these indicators. Make use of them, you guys. Honestly, they're cheap. I'm honestly just trying to help you. So it's for you, right? It's for you. I have absolutely no reason. They're like super dirty cheap. I'm not making almost anything on it. So it's honestly just for you. Okay, so ski mask dog, interesting, double formation liquidity. That basically means that once we take that liquidity here to the downside, then most likely price is gonna try and find its way to take the upper side of this double liquidity formation. So potential for 0.105. Let's have a look how much that could be from a retest of the lower end. That's 250. Not bad at all. Not bad. I'm tired, Gabbie. So tired. I'm tired as well. I'm tired, honestly. Like I am super duper tired. Like you have no idea how tired I am. But I have a little bit more resilience because I've been sort of doing this thing for quite a while. DOT is a similar situation, mate. We're gonna look at DOT. Repeat your requests in case I forget something, okay? AVAX, very good. Another ETF, you know, potential coin. So very good. This was an entry on my main channel, which is looking very good. This was a super sniper entry, actually. Very cool. But so yeah, the thing with AVAX is it's looking good. It's looking fine. See double liquidity formation, very rare, by the way, to see on alts. You saw it on Ski Mask Dog. You see it on DOT as well, on Polkadot. You see it on AVAX. Very beautiful formation to see. Very hopeful formation. So AVAX, I think, is going to. I believe it's going to be approved for ETFs. I honestly believe that. Mahdi, I just did ASTER. If you run the video back like 2 minutes, you'll see it. So yeah, basically AVAX is good. AVAX is very good. This position over here could be under risk right now because of the current market. But if ETH starts pushing, if everything starts pushing, maybe it's just another opportunity for re-entry. Let's not forget that AVAX, we do have also a little bit of a daily liquidity down at $20.5. So yeah, you do want to be aware of that there is slight risk over here that this liquidity might be taken, but let's hope not. Let's hope the market is going to hold. And if it doesn't, I think this is going to be a major opportunity to retest because essentially price is going to be below the 0.236, below $22, which is an incredibly amazing buy zone, right? Incredibly good buy zone. Like we're talking levels back in March 2025, right? Opportunity wise, okay, or if you will, levels back in August 2024. So not too bad, not too bad. QNT, okay, QNT, let's look at QNT, you guys. We don't have that much time to go over everything, but I'll make sure to see what's happening over here. First of all, weekly time frame QNT. I kind of abandoned this asset a little bit. I must say I have. Weekly support, very strong. I like it down here. Let's see. Not saying that price is necessarily going to go back to $81, but $81, very strong support for now. I like it. I like it a lot. I do like it a lot. You also have daily support at around $82, so I do like that area a lot. Massive resistance up here, daily 2 resistances. You can see price is just not breaking that. It's just not very hopeful for this asset overall. I think it's going to stay within that range to some extent. So yeah, didn't we look at Sui, or we looked at Say? Sui almost 4% down on the day. Gosh, how unfortunate. Anyway, so yeah, daily support right now at 3.2629. Price is trading below it. Let's just hope, just like ETH, right? Just like ETH. What did we say? What did we say for ETH, right? We want the weekly to pull back right now. This is going to be ideal. The same for Sui, right? It's going to be nice if it pulls back, because if it doesn't, it really could roll over to $3 again. There isn't much supporting not, right? But if it happens, if it rolls over to $3, ultimate buying opportunity, in my opinion. Great work the way you explain. Can you do wormhole? Thank you. Trying my best to explain easy. Is that worm USDT? That's deep wormhole. Oh yeah, it's W. Okay, yeah. All right, cool. See how I figure out stuff by myself? Wow. Wormhole. Hype. Yeah, we can check hype. Yeah, so not an asset I like. If I see a chart like that, I'm just away. I'm not interested in this chart whatsoever. Unfortunately, see this liquidity, I don't even think it's taken. Yeah, it was taken. Okay, fine. So that was one opportunity to take that liquidity and consider that as a support to enter long over here. But it's just not an asset that I particularly like that much. If you're very bullish on it, here's some levels: 0.09394 potentially. All right, hold on. Hype, I think did we review Hype? Oof, Hype is down bad, 8% on the day. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so ouch. What can I tell you guys? Not great. 8.3%. It's just telling you that this asset was overextended. If it starts dropping so you know, substantially, we do have liquidity on it at 3.5 liquidation level over here, potentially also support. So however, you do have 2 more levels to look out for right now over here: 41, 41.8, sorry, 41.2, 39.9 support. So it is possible that price could reject these levels and come up. It's actually going to be imperative, if you ask me, for price to do that. Otherwise, I might develop a little bit of a bearish bias on this. I might do that. Because look, this is the block you're interested in. And essentially, body closes below that is very unhealthy. So if that happens, if we close this week like that on Hype, price probably going to roll over to 35.5. All right. And if it doesn't, it needs to immediately rebounds. XLM is also not a bad one, actually. Not a bad one. Hold on, 3% down on the day. Why do I like XLM? Liquidity at 0.65. So this is going to be a strong one, in my opinion. We're looking good. We haven't really reached my zone of interest, which is at 0.33577. So just FYI, that's my ideal zone for XLM. Where is out season that we are promised? Yes, it's not coming, dude. Sorry to break it down. Guys, did you like the video? Make sure to like the video. Yeah, I don't think this is 2022 anymore. We're dealing with a different type of beast this year. So not many alts are going to be important anymore, in my opinion. So for that reason, we need to be focused on the ones that have some sort of opportunity, have documentation, you know, to go out and apply for ETF. Say we did already make. Thank you so much, you guys. Really appreciate you being here. Again, make sure to like the video, leave a comment below, let me know if you actually enjoyed the stream at all. And then yeah, make sure to follow my main channel again over here on YouTube. Check all the latest deals that we have. Coin Bureau is organizing the best deals for you guys if you're looking for a non-KYC trading exchange, KYC trading exchange. Everything you can find in the description box. And I just want to say I really enjoyed my time with you guys, so I am looking forward to see you in the next one.